Magic Gathering Strat. All you Stratters out there in the Stratmosphere, I'm Brennon, your lovable host. Along with me, as always, are my two co-hosts for the evening, Sam, the Vault Boy Hunter. Say hello, Sam.
Hello, everybody.
And Dan, the Fan of History.
Hello, everybody.
All right. Well, what do we have in store? Well, let's take a look. It's episode 57. That's right. It's Standard Pauper blend with non-fat soy milk. So what are we going to do this week? Standard Pauper up first. Our weeks in review. And the ye old Pauper Gauntlet. It's coming down to the wire, folks. I hope everybody...
Yes.
I hope all the decks been chosen, Dan?
Yes, yesterday, in fact, somebody discovered that one of the top 4 decks was not picked.
Amazing.
So, master points for late picking skills.
No kidding. 1 in 4 chance of getting 100 bot credits. That's astounding.
Yeah, I don't recommend that tactic, but...
No, but it worked for somebody. All right, standard...
Worked. He got Spiteful Leeches, so...
Dun.
That deck is not the favorite.
No. But who knows? It keeps winning somehow.
Yeah, how does that happen? Let's talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. All right. Standard Pauper this week is the off week. So that means after Worlds... there's a week off as all the new cards enter into the market. And next week.
I hate off week.
I know you do. Nobody likes off week. It's boring. So, Sam, what is going on with you?
Not much. I went ahead and got all of my commons and uncommons from Shadows over the weekend. Pretty much everything is 1 to 3 cents. Just like off the bat, as soon as traders got everything.
Right.
There's only a couple money uncommons. There's the green dude that you can pay 3 and he does like a search effect. And then the werewolf, so he flips and makes all your creatures 1 less to cast. Because that's going to be, it's constructed playable, basically. Right. And then there's the white 1 casting costs 1/1 that you can tap it in another creature to transform it, and then it becomes a 2/3 that has to attack every turn with fire breathing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so those are the 2 money uncommons that I could find, and then I got a lot of uncommons for the rest of Standard because of the Standard Silverblack pre that Eddie is running.
Nice.
Shadows. He's
Shout
in the
out
chat.
to Eddie. Great idea.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
So that's kind of, I'm trying to brew Standard Pauper. I'm trying to brew Standard Silverblack. I watched the Pro Tour Barcelona this weekend. A good amount of the top 8. Like basically the last day, I watched as much of it as I could. Mm-hmm. It looks like white-red is going to be a pretty decent deck because it was draft Shadows, and green-blue tempo looked really good. So typically with Standard Pauper, it ends up resembling really good draft decks a lot of the time. So I want to be surprised that those 2 archetypes came to stay for a little bit. So
I got you.
Yeah, pretty fun. And then, of course, I'm still playing Fallout.
Oh, yeah. Have you got the new downloads? DLCs?
The last thing I got, both of those. The last Monday, the DLC hit, like, right as we were done with the show.
Right.
So I loaded it. I was ready to download it and then fall asleep. It was, like, 36 megabytes. I downloaded it in, like, 3 minutes. It was really nice.
Nice.
So, yeah, pretty awesome.
Yeah, I looked at my daughter's account, and she's been making neon signs. Some of them quite lewd.
That's more than a completely excellent situation. Oh, that's too good.
Yeah, there's neon signs everywhere of rude comments. Oh, yes.
You're good.
Anyway.
Yeah, but that's it. I mean, nothing else crazy going on.
Okay.
I might go play some Paper Pauper this next week.
Nice.
Play some Jeskai Kitty. I bought 2 lightning bolts for $4. Put in there. Oh, killed me. The comments. I'm sorry.
I know. As a matter of fact, we'll talk about lightning bolt in just a minute.
Yeah.
All right. Well, real quick, Modern Pauper League. I won my first match, but then we had to restart the league because there were too many questions and confusion, just too much confusion about what cards were legal. So much so that our good friend Mr. Bava also was running an illegal deck.
Well, why is there a question at all?
Because it has to be only printed in common in modern was the thing. So like Rancor couldn't be used.
Oh.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyway, it's restarted. Much to, I mean, I get it. I just don't like having to refight for my first win again. So you know how it is.
I bet you liked it if you lost.
Oh, if I had lost, I'd have loved it. All right. Everybody don't forget redbubble.com/people/MagicGatheringStrat. It
really
is good stuff. I got so many comments on the last time I wore my shirt. It was pretty amazing.
Sweet.
Yeah, just random people. Oh, do you play Magic? I do. You know, that kind of stuff. We can tell them about our wonderful site.
One, as I probably said before, one point of the name MagicGatheringStrat, instead of a name like Shanifiable or something, was that it should be easily identifiable as to be about Magic, the game.
Oh, yeah. And it is. I mean, everyone who saw it was like, oh, you play Magic? I sure do. So, very cool. Another thing that came up was last week, there was a discussion on whiteboarded cards on Twitter, as there is often. I was exchanging comments with Mike Laneman, the Vorthos Mike. You might have seen him on Gathering Magic. He does a lot of stuff. I mean, he does so much stuff with artists. He does a lot of great things for the community. But he had also asked me if we had ever thought about what about the cost of cards, because he knows that we're a pauper site. The cost of cards, are ugly cards cheaper? And I think we all know the answer is yes, but have we looked into see if you can really budgetize a deck by using essentially the ugliest, worst printing? Now for me, it doesn't bother me to have white bordered over black bordered. I don't, like I said, it just doesn't bother me at all. But for some people, like Mike in particular, he had mentioned that he doesn't like, posturing aside, like, oh, my whole deck is black bordered, blah, 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 blah. No, what he was saying was he hates the way the white frames the art of the card. And he's not wrong. It does not bring out any good features of the card, having a white border. So let's kind of take a look at the cost. Lightning Bolt, a ubiquitous common. Here is the last printing. It was in Modern Masters 2015. Currently, as of today, April 18th, it is almost $3 a card. Mid-price. $3 for a lightning bolt, and that has been printed a million times. It's just one of those cards. It's a common that has been so useful for so long. Yeah, I know. So, what does that mean as far as can you come down the price any cheaper? Well, let's take a look at this one. Here is 4th edition Lightning Bolt, Christopher Rush art, which is my favorite art for the card. Its current price is $209. Now you're thinking, well, $209, why does that matter? Well, every deck that plays it, you got Burn in Modern, Pauper, and in Legacy, all run 4. Jund in Modern and Legacy run 4. Pauper Goblins runs 4. Grixis Delver in Legacy runs 4. I mean, so that's saving $4. Now, if you're looking at a deck like Grixis Delver, which is going to cost you $2,000, that's not much. But Pauper Goblins, $4 is like a quarter of the price of the deck. You know, it's just one of those things. Now, let's say you wanted to go all out. Is there a way, excluding alpha and beta, because, come on, and judge promos, because they're equally as rare as alpha and beta. If you wanted to really pimp out a card, you're saving money using this version. But if you really want to throw your money away, you can get the player reward card, Lightning Bolt, which is full art, for $53.96.
Oh my god.
Yes. A common player reward for $54. So, just know this, you can budget your deck. You can save a little bit of money by getting an old ugly border card, or you could totally go full art and spend $54. But let's look at a rare. That's a common. Let's see what it's like for a rare. Here we go. Lord of Atlantis. Been around since the beginning of time. Last printed, time shifted, which is the only reason it's modern legal. Has a black border. Same Melissa Benson art since Alpha. Currently, the mid price is $10.77. You know, it's a good card, but it's it's been printed. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10 times. That's crazy. But still, it's around $10. Now, this is a little bit more shocking of a difference. Again, 4th edition, white bordered, same art, but still, it has a very unappealing gleam to it, if you will. Check this out. $4.99. Less than half of the time-shifted card.
Wow.
Yeah. But you need 4 of them, but it only goes into one deck, which to me is probably why this being a rare is only a $10 card. Or as you saw there, a $5 card, which is amazing. I was actually surprised. I was certain when I started doing this today that this would not have been the cheapest one. I would have bet money that the cheapest one would have been 7th edition, because let's look at it.
Oh.
Yeah, I cannot stand that. It took me forever staring at it to even figure out what was going on. I couldn't even tell where the Lord of Atlantis was. It took me forever because, okay, so there's this dude with his arms crossed here. Here's his face, his mohawk, and then he has a tail swooping around here. When I first saw this, I thought it was like a sliver. You know, like they had made the Lord of Atlantis like a sliver kind of creature.
It looks like some sort of fungus.
Yeah, it does. It's weird. And I was convinced this would be cheaper, but it is like 50 cents more on average than the 4th edition.
It is the only one with different art, right?
Yes, this is the only Merfolk Lord with, only Lord of Atlantis with different art. All of them have the same Melissa Benson art.
You want to hear something funny? I just hopped on to Traders real quick.
Yeah.
That lightning bolt that's $53.
Yeah.
76 cents online.
If you want to save some,
have no value.
Yes. If you want to save some serious cash, ladies and gentlemen, play MTGO.
Yeah. Just don't expect to get your value back.
Right. You'll never be able to redeem it. But anyway, quick shout out to Vorthos Mike. If you want to follow him at Vorthos Mike on Twitter. He's a good dude. Really works with the community and actually works with charities and stuff. He's an all around good dude.
They let him spoil a card this last set.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he got to spoil the Macabre Waltz.
Ah, yeah, he did a whole article on the art.
Yep.
And talked to the artist, gave some Easter eggs hidden in there. Yep, very cool. All right. Now, if you want to really go all out on Lord of Atlantis, let's say you really want to pimp your deck, excluding Alpha and Beta. I don't even want to deal with that. You can go for the Super Series card, Lord of Atlantis. Same art, mind you, for $33.83. So for the low cost of triple the price, you can have a super pimp Lord of Atlantis. So there you go.
It's nice. I mean, that black border really pulls it all together for me.
The only way to get that in black border is either to do time shifted or alpha, beta, or the DCI printing. All right, Dan, enough about cheap, ugly cards. Do you have any updates this week?
Yeah, I have a new Tier 1 modern deck.
Oh my god.
Because Tron was always a Tier 1.5 or 2 deck, and now without Irugin, I feel that the deck have lost some of its power. Ali Antrasi wrote a very discouraging piece about it. He has been one of the few pros on Tron for a long time.
Yeah.
So I got out there and got myself a new deck. I'm still playing Tron on the channel this week, but on the 26th, on next Tuesday, I will be revealing my new Tier 1 modern deck. And then I will take the full journey with it, learning how to play it, grind 100 matches.
Oh my gosh, are you going to write a Bible on it, like you did with Red Green Tron?
It depends on how well I learn it and how well I like it. But I definitely don't know enough. I'm reading everything I can find about it.
Right.
Including the whole MTG Salvation thread.
Can you give us a hint as to what deck it is?
There are just like 5 Tier 1 decks, so I don't want to give you any hints.
So everybody be on the lookout for that.
Is it Malaria combo? I love that Malaria combo deck.
Malaria combo.
Yeah. Yes.
But we'll see it next week.
Wow.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm on pause with the Standard Pauper, but Sam, if you are able to, after the show next week, we will play some Standard Pauper.
Absolutely. I'll have at least a couple decks put together by then.
Nice.
Good. And what else? Busy with other projects, and of course finishing the Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
The murder podcast is getting bigger and bigger. So that occupies a lot of my time. I'm actually studying like German terrorism in the 70s right now.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, like the Bader Meinhof band and stuff like that. Extreme left-wing terrorism.
Wow. Man, you're no wonder people go crazy studying this. Take you in all kinds of directions.
Yeah, that's the fun part of it.
Well, you know, speaking of the Gauntlet, dun dun dun, Season 3, folks, series, what is it, round 9.
Round 9.
Yep.
Yes, 5 decks entered, 4 decks left.
Dun dun dun. All right, well, let's take a look. First up, we have Soul Tokens. Soul Tokens met up with some little green men.
Yeah, it was White Weenie versus Elves.
Elves.
And the sideboard notes were encouraging. It was just Suture Priest will win you the game, just journey the Timberwatch Elves.
Yep.
But it turned out that Timberwatch Elf and Wellwisher were both impossible to handle for White Weenie Soul tokens.
Yeah, when he was at 108 life, it wasn't looking too good.
No, so I almost felt like I had no chance. I did win one duel, but it was very, very rough.
Yeah. Yep. I'm afraid it is. Goodbye, soul tokens. I spent
This was then the only loss for the round.
It was. Means the rest of the show is positive.
Yes.
So let's look at green one, since we already know. Green won.
That was a hard-fought match.
Hey.
I only remember the Soul Tokens match. I have to look at.
Somebody played a land and then your opponent scooped.
Scooped, yes.
Oh, it was a quitter, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, green one really doesn't need, or it will do, yeah, it can take care of itself. It doesn't need quitters.
It doesn't need buys.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
And I think green one is the favorite to win the Gauntlet at this point.
It's a solid performer and has lasted the test of time too, so yep.
I'm really starting to wonder if I should just be playing aggro decks, because the aggro decks are doing so well. And there are a few of them in Pauper. We didn't have like maybe 10% were aggro decks when we started.
Right.
And now it's aggro decks all over.
Sure is. And speaking of aggro decks, cyborgs. Meow.
Yeah, I always never believed in this deck really. I thought it was like an inferior version of Affinity, but wow, it's doing work now.
It sure is.
And you often have the ability to punch through anything with bone splitters and other equipment and huge creatures.
Yeah. Flyers, turns out, still really good in Pauper.
Yeah. This is perhaps the deck I mind the least when a Gurmagangly shows up.
Right.
I can just run through him or over him.
You're like, I can
just a
jump
fight
and take a
topic.
hit.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I really want to see that new Shadows over Innistrad creature in this deck.
Which one?
The 1 mana 1/2 that gives you a clue.
Oh, right, the Thraben Inspector.
Yeah, because all the equipment he still matters.
That's right.
And getting the extra artifact looks
That guy
very...
with the bone splitter is pretty threatening, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3/2.
But I would be surprised if I can take this all the way.
I'm going to throw it out there, Dan, and say I'm surprised that 4 of these top 5 have made it this far.
Which one are you not surprised about? Green one?
Green one.
Oh.
That's not shocking. So anyway, yeah. Cyborgs. Just lasted so long. And we also have Aristocrats, my new favorite deck.
Ever.
It's awesome. Love it.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
I just like how the idea has been around in Pauper before, It's not a new concept, but just the way he put it together. I think the new Eldrazi really gave it some punch. The one that sacks and makes a scion.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of those, it's just like that. You think, oh, if it just had one more card, I think it'd be good. It's like this archetype of deck. To me, that one more card was another 1-drop sacrificial lamb, if you will.
Yeah, and also the Tal, it was fairly recent from Vintage Masters.
Oh yeah, because it's now
Common.
common.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So this is perhaps my favorite brew of this season. Paul Jones, great deck building.
Mm-hmm.
And of course it would be epic if Aristocrats won. It was a very hard match against Blue-Eyed Tron. So it felt like Blue-Eyed Tron had the means to control this deck, but no, it didn't. The Aristocrats came through and are now in round 10.
Ridiculous.
Excellent.
Okay, well,
And that's all the decks, right?
that is it.
Can it please be all the decks?
Yeah. Here,
Work.
that's it. You have 4 left. Top 4.
Wait a minute. Spiteful Leeches.
Oh wait, yeah. Here we go.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah.
Last one.
We can't
Spiteful
forget-
Leeches. My bad.
Yeah, I just wanted to not have it there.
But it
I
won,
messed up.
Dan.
I messed up totally again and just dominated the guy. I played against, what was it even? It was a 5-color Tortured Existence deck.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. 5-colored Tortured Existence.
Yeah, and it looked, he had this, I can't ever remember the name, the Naturalize on Legs.
Oh, the Caustic Caterpillar?
Yes, Caustic Caterpillar, kept 2 mana untapped so he could disenchant one of my enchantments.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't get the combo. And then like 5 rounds too late, I realized, well, God, I have a ton of pingers. I just kill all the caterpillars
Yes.
with 2 and combo off. And in the first duel, I just crushed him on turn 4 or something.
Yeah, I think the world was screaming at you during that
Just
video.
like every match with Spiteful Leeches,
Yeah.
I have no idea how the deck works. Why is it here?
Yeah, why do I have this card? Oh,
Oh,
for this
how did
exact
this work?
situation. Yes.
And how can this work with me as a pilot?
Yeah, because the guy made a couple of mistakes. I watched him. I was like, oh, if he had only done this and this, he probably could have got you, but he didn't. And I wasn't sure why. But
I mean, nobody expects this combo.
that's true.
Even in game
Definitely
2, they're
not.
always like, "What just happened? What happened?" So
Even in the second duel, they're not really sure.
Yeah, that's true.
how much sideboard hate that people really pack for enchantments?
But it's enough to have sideboard hate for creatures so you can destroy the combo.
Right, and I mean, there's a certain amount of reticence among Pauper players to kill their own creatures a lot of the time, I think. So, like, you get them on the back foot, and they're like, I have to Chanter's Edict myself. I'm not going to do that. And then you win.
No, but you just need to have an instant removal and keep mana up, and then you're safe.
Yep.
So, round 10 opponent, remember that.
Yeah. So, yeah, congratulations to Bava for getting this deck so far. I lost with Soul Tokens, which was also Bava's deck. But now 4 decks remain. And what I will do now is that I want to be able to play this deck, so I want to practice. But if I practice with this deck, it's unfair. So I'm
Right.
doing a practice round on the reserve channel for the first half of this week. And then I will play the round 10 matches Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
So I think the first practice match is up on the reserve
Yep,
channel.
it is.
Green one.
Yeah, I watched it earlier today.
I just remember beating somebody up.
Yeah, you did. Soundly.
It is green one.
Yeah,
That's why it's there.
yeah, I mean, you had things with bone splinters on them, and you hit them in the face. They had Demir teachings, I believe.
Okay, yeah. That's a sweet feeling.
Yeah. When you just basically, before they can get their legs underneath them, you just knock knock them at their knees. So, yeah.
So now, which deck do you think will win the Pauper Gauntlet?
Green one. I'm saying green one, all the way.
And I'm thinking green one. It's got some pretty unfair matchups in the current metagame. So it's really just designed to take down Delver, and Delver is the #1 deck again. So I mean, green one all the way.
Yeah, I would love for like aristocrats or even spiteful leeches to make it, because it would just be wonderful. Because then you have two, brews unique to this event, and it would be wonderful. But green one's so strong.
I usually put up an article with the winner featuring all the videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be ashamed to do that for spiteful leeches. Just a parade of mistakes.
But wouldn't that show the strength of the deck, though? You can screw up this many times and still win a gauntlet.
No, I don't think you can. It's the deck seems to have so many problems. So I have no idea how I got this far.
Yeah, if you make it... What round is the league round? Is that round 14?
No, I think it's 16. We get to the 2-man rounds in round 12.
Okay.
Team Green one, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all Team Green one.
Unfortunately.
But there it is.
Yeah, I think it's still just random matches in the tournament practice room, and anything can happen. So, but I think the green one at least has a 40% chance of winning, and maybe the other two have 25%, and Spiteful Leeches have 10.
Green one has 40%. Spiteful Leeches has the other 60. Let's be honest.
Spiteful.
No, I can see Cyborgs and Aristocrats winning the Gauntlet.
Yeah.
But it's you might feel it's close now, but it could drag on. Last year we got to round 13.
Yeah, how long were we with 2 decks? How many rounds was that?
3 rounds, perhaps.
Good Lord. That's still shocking. But yeah, 4 rounds. We're going to be talking about the Gauntlet for a while. It's 4 strong decks. And
yeah, Gauntlet celebrates 6 months on May 8th.
oh my gosh.
So let's try to get there. This Gauntlet has already lasted longer than last year's.
Yep, it has. Speaking of May 8th, I will be out of the country, so you guys might need to fly solo on May 8th.
Oh, okay. We can do that.
Okay.
May 8th is a Sunday.
Yeah, well
the 9th
or whatever. Yeah, I'll be gone 7th through the 11th.
Where are you going?
I'm going to the Bahamas.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, me and the missus going down there by ourselves. Well, I mean, there'll be lots of other people there, I'm sure, but we're not taking the kids.
That's Saturday.
We will probably skip a week then, unless that is the week when the Gauntlet ends.
Right.
Yeah, we could probably do that. Whatever, we'll figure it out when it's a little bit closer.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks away or something.
That Saturday will be Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, I know. I will be driving to Galveston.
Yeah, well,
Comic Book Day.
you can get some free comic books on your way to Galveston.
If I see lines of nerds standing at a strip mall,
There you go.
I'm sure
You know
it'll
you're
be-
found.
Oh no, I found a comic book store.
Or a strip club, sorry.
Or strip club, yeah. Hey honey, before we go on this magical vacation with just 2 of us, let's stop in for a lap dance.
And the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Oh god. Yeah. Alright. Well, that kind of brings us to the end. Short.
Very short. So I'll talk randomly about something else.
Sure, go for it. We got time.
As I said last week, I think winter finally ended. I thought, and then we got like 2 inches of snow on Friday, but it was gone by lunch.
Wow.
I went out biking.
Melt.
I picked up Turf Game, the game I play with GPS, and you take zones and control areas and stuff.
Yep.
And I had fallen during the winter to the 4th division, the 3rd division. And I was like, okay, I'm going to win my division. And after 1 week, I had twice as many points as the second guy in the division.
Wow.
So now I have done nothing and tried to bait them into competing with me, but they're not falling for it. Everybody has given up. So I guess I will do my big biking thing next month, because I don't like doing it in the summer. It's either spring or fall is best biking season.
All right.
Because in the summer you need like tons of water.
Oh,
so it becomes a problem carrying around all that water or getting to water.
I see what you mean. Wow, yeah.
But if it's like 10 degrees centigrade, that's perfect.
That sounds cold to me, but I live in Texas.
I automatically make that into Fahrenheit, and I'm like, I'm not going to be on a bike in 10 degrees Fahrenheit. I would.
Oh my gosh, no, you would
not be a bike on 10 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll convert it for you.
Oh, I'm going to guess it is 50 degrees.
It's exactly 50 degrees.
Oh wow, Brennan.
I have math I can do in my head.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, times 1.8 plus 32.
I thought no American could figure out Celsius degrees.
Don't get me started on the metric system. That's just like a magic spell being cast.
Yeah,
you measure things with your feet, right?
Yes.
Imperial. Yeah. It's the only way to go.
My horse is 11 hands high till the day I die, Dan.
Pounds, not stones. Pounds.
Right. Lols.
We don't use stones.
No.
Great. I'm kind of used to.
It's the British. They are different.
They're special.
Yeah.
Yes. The special kids of Europe.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry, British people. I didn't mean that.
Oh, by the way, we are also now on Google Play podcast.
Yes,
Really?
But if you're in Sweden, you can't listen to it because Google Play Podcast is not available in Sweden.
What?
No.
What kind of fragger-knuckle bullshit is that?
iTunes is available there, right?
I have no idea. It's like when I go there, it just says, no, you are not allowed here.
I mean, but iTunes is available there.
Yes.
So everybody's already covered, right? So we're all good.
Yeah. It will be interesting to see if there's an uptick in the English podcasts we do because of Google Play podcasts.
Huh. Yeah, they seem to also offer all the relevant download and subscribe data that you would want from iTunes.
Really?
Yeah.
I use a podcast program on my phone that I have iTunes. I have basically anything you can download anywhere. I just have to search in each individual, however they do it. It's Magic in my phone, which my phone is Magic. So, but like I'm subscribed to Fan of History and the podcast here, but I have to search for it in the iTunes section, basically. So
that's interesting.
Through Apple. I mean,
well, then you have to add Game of Thrones chat. Game of Thrones starting on April 24th, I think.
It starts Sunday.
Yes, and we have already done the pre-season episode on the Game of Thrones podcast. It's Game of Thrones chat on iTunes, or it's also available on Hard Nerd Cafe. It's me and Power T talking Game of Thrones. We'll be doing an episode each week, covering the last.
You guys are going to be on the same page because he can't have read the book for this season, for most of this season.
Exactly.
Some of the stuff is from the last book, but at least in the preview, there was a little bit of overlap, but most of it's going to be brand new. So.
But he has promised to retain his condescending tone towards me.
Good for him.
I'm pretty sure that...
Don't give up, Power T.
Yeah, keep it real.
Wow.
Excellent.
You know what? I can actually hear him saying that in my head.
So, before we wrap up, the finals of Pro Tour Barcelona, right? It was draft. It was a guy who was like 14-2 versus a guy who was like 13-3 or something.
Okay, sure.
So game 2, right? Turn 6 or 7. The guy who ends up winning, he has the forecasting cost 4/3 Flying Angel in play that it deals double damage, and then your opponent's spells and creatures deal double damage to you and your creatures.
Okay.
So he goes and he swings with it, and his opponent doesn't have any flyers. He taps 4 mana. He's playing a red-white deck. He taps 4 mana. He drops 1 and 2 of the 2/1 trample instants on it, and then he drops the double strike instant on it.
Mm-hmm.
Deals 18 points of damage and wins whole Pro Tour.
Good grief.
Like, that looks like a Kiln Fiend play. It really was very reminiscent of how lots of people have won in Pauper. And that was pretty awesome. I was like, well, maybe those are better cards than I had anticipated.
Huh.
So, I have to correct you. It was the Grand Prix Barcelona.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I get them mixed up.
The Pro Tour is in Honolulu this weekend.
That sounds really lovely. Of course, it's Shadows over Innistrad Standard. So it's all going to be white-green humans and Bant Company.
I have something else as well. Now I'm just babbling, but it's a good filler. I just invested in a Chaotica eyeball. I am going to work over the coming month on improving my audio. I think you're pretty good with my audio on MagicGatheringStrat, but I'm receiving complaints for the podcast, especially for the Fan of History stuff, because of echoes. You probably hear the echoes right now.
Yeah.
Maybe a little.
So I will be using that Chaotic Eyeball. It's sort of a very, very small soundproof room. It's about as big as a handball, or slightly bigger, that you put over the microphone, including a pop filter. So I got that yesterday. I haven't tested it yet. I will also be responsible for audio editing on Game of Thrones chat for this season. So I will try to learn to be as good an audio editor as Brennon.
Good luck.
And I will probably have questions.
I know you will. Yeah. Oh, and speaking of, I was telling Sam earlier, my microphone for this episode is inside a handcrafted Amazon cardboard box, and inside of the cardboard box surrounding and comforting my microphone is a baby doll's child safety seat, so that your little kid can put her or his baby doll into its own safety seat because it's made out of foam. And I thought it would do the same thing as your newly purchased device did.
And there you thought you had invented something.
I know, but nope. Someone else has already patented and produced it.
You obviously did invent it, but too late.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God!
Come up with it in my head. What?
Wedge from the Mana Source just tweeted that Jake Styles from MTG Goldfish is in critical condition after suffering a cardiac arrest.
Oh my God, Jake!
What?
Wow.
Holy crap.
That's not good.
Terrible.
They
That
just
is
put up
awful.
an update on Goldfish just a second ago.
Jake is not he's not an older guy. Holy crap.
Wow.
I don't think he's younger than me.
Thankfully, he's become a good part of the community, so I'm sure there will be lots of support out there for him. Oh, that sucks.
That does suck.
Wow, yeah, horrible.
Wow, what a way to end the show on a down note, Sam.
Yeah, really.
Thanks, Sam. We were.
Our thoughts for Jake
that's-
and his family.
That's awful.
That is awful. Okay, well, let's wrap up.
Yeah. On that note, speedy recovery to Jake and all the positive thoughts and feelings towards his family. So, MagicGatheringStrat.com, YouTube/MagicGatheringStrat, Patreon.com/MagicGatheringStrat if you would like to support us and continue the Gauntlet and have another season of the Gauntlet.
One other thing
Yes.
about the Patreon, as there might be a surplus of content, given that I have to grind 100 matches with my new Tier 1 modern deck, some of those videos will be Patreon exclusive. So if you're a patron, look forward to some exclusive content. Most of it will be on the reserve channel. And of course, 2 videos a week will be on the main channel.
Sounds good.
But there will be plenty of matches to go around.
Well, also, if you want to follow us on Twitter at MagicGatheringStrat, we will tweet out all of the content that is produced. You can follow me at Cerulean Says Hi, or Sam at SPO7677, or Dan at Dan Horning. Facebook.com.
Yeah, I'm now more active than ever on my Twitter. So,
yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah, because of the murder stuff. So about half of it will be in Swedish, but there are also just accidentally tweet my magic stuff on my own Twitter as well now. So I had to go into the Magic Gathering Strat Twitter and retweet some of it.
Yep. All right, Facebook.com/MagicGatheringStrat. We are on iTunes and we are also on Google Play. I need to add that to the graphic now. That just happened today, by the way.
Somebody just, I'm just babbling today, but somebody just tweeted me all the people who have covered this murder and have died mysteriously.
Oh, geez.
So there was like the conspiracy will kill everyone 30 years later.
Oh, my God.
So, but most cases were like, oh, the guy was 85 years old and mysteriously fell.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And stuff like that. So I'm not that scared.
No. All right. For this week, I am Brennan.
I'm Sam. Woo!
And I'm Dan.
And this has been the Magic Gathering Strat Show.
Babble Show.
A lot of it.